Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge. Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, Our letter and legal size printed papers are now in stock.
Welcome to everyone. Welcome to everyone on the World Wide Web, jta.org.jm, YouTube at Jamaica Teachers Association, Facebook at Jamaica Teachers, and of course, we're welcoming all of you that are in the space at the moment to watch this debate in 2025. It's the 61st year of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and each year we host these debates to allow candidates to present their platforms. Without any further ado, we're going to be inviting the candidates to join me on stage while we get this 2025 debate going. And of course, on behalf of our president and our secretary general and the entire JTA family, we want to welcome all those of you who have been waiting for this debate to commence. Let's welcome on stage Mrs. Sonja Harrison from St. Faith's Primary School. You could give her a round of applause in the space if you may. Let's also welcome Ms. Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, and she is at the Mico. Let's also welcome Mr. Jermaine Williams, who will take my position as soon as I've demitted where I'm standing. Ladies and gentlemen, your moderator for the evening is Jovan Johnson. Without any further ado, welcome once again to the 2025 staging of the JTA National Presidential Debate.
Thank you, Mr. Nash. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the 2025 Jamaica Teachers Association JTA Presidential Debate, brought to you with the kind support of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Teacher-Friendly Society, the Jamaica Publishing House, and Walden University. I'm Joe Glenn Johnson. This debate will run for 90 minutes. As usual, the only judges are you, the members of the JTA. The debate is coming to you live from the WDC Ben Hawthorne Conference Room at the offices of the Jamaica Teachers Association.
Thank you.
Mr. Nash, and hello and welcome to the 2025 Jamaica Teachers Association JTA Presidential Debate, brought to you with the kind support of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Tip Friendly Society, the Jamaica Publishing House, and Walden University. I'm Jovan Johnson. This debate will run for 90 minutes. As usual, the only judges are you, the members of the JTA. This debate is coming to you live from the WBC Ben Hawthorne Conference Room at the offices of the Jamaica Teachers Association, 97B Church Street in Kingston. This year, we have 3 contenders for the office of JTA President-elect 2025-2026. They are Sonja Harrison, principal of St. Faith's Primary School in St. Catherine, Jermaine Williams, senior teacher at Manning's School in Westmoreland, and Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, practicum placement officer at the Mico University College. The rules of the debate have been shared with the candidates. Candidates must always be respectful to each other. The candidates will each be allowed 3 minutes for opening statements in one particular order. For their closing statements, the reverse will obtain. Candidates will be allotted 2 minutes to answer each question. For the entire debate, each candidate will be allowed 3 separate 60-second periods to rebut a response of another candidate. The first candidate to indicate to the moderator that he or she wishes to rebut will be the one acknowledged and called on to make the rebuttal. Candidates will not lose their turn in the question and answer sequence after mounting a rebuttal. And at the end of the final round, each candidate will get 2 minutes to make a final pitch. We begin this segment with each candidate being allotted 3 minutes to make an opening statement. Based on the agreed order, Sonja Harrison, principal of St. Faith's Primary School in St. Catherine, will go first.
Thank you, moderator, Mr. Johnson. To the Presidential Core of the Jamaica Teachers Association in absentia, or Secretary General, to my fellow colleagues, competitors vying for this post to serve as leader of the Jamaica Teachers Association, colleagues all present and those in cyberspace, good evening. Sonja Harrison, a proud graduate of the Shortwood Teachers College, where I was a recipient of the Marcus Garvey Award for Leadership, a voice that has stood the test of time, advocating on behalf of you, my colleagues, from the get-go, starting at Teachers College. This voice has been instrumental in several initiatives and activities on behalf of the teachers of this nation. Teacher representative on the first task force for the teacher representative after my initial meeting, having been sent by the sitting president to represent her on the reintegration of teenage mothers in schools. That bill I saw through until it was passed in Parliament. Teacher representative on the 50% refund of teachers' tuition appeals tribunal. This voice continued to lobby on behalf of the teachers of this nation. In 2008, instrumental in urging the then delegates to reject the wage offer until receiving in writing. The JTA annual conference on matters representing my colleagues, my dear colleagues, yes, the individual who did not sign on your behalf, knowing what the teachers deserved, what the teachers were to have received. Sonja Harrison, the teacher's voice, the teacher's president, heart for the teacher, and one who has proven, they say the proof is in the pudding.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harrison. Now to Mr. Jermaine Williams, senior teacher at Manning's School in Westmoreland, for his 3 minutes.
Distinguished guests, members of the JTA executive, teachers across the length and breadth of Jamaica, good afternoon. A good leader is many things: self-aware, humble, compassionate, accountable, with a good character and integrity. Above all, a good leader fosters connection. I stand before you as a genuine leather, a classroom teacher, seasoned, tested, and grounded in the everyday realities that you, my fellow educators, face across Jamaica. For over 20 years, I've walked the path with chalk on my fingers, lesson plans in my hand, and importantly, conviction in my heart. I am not here to charm you with promises. I am here because I understand what matters most to us: trust. And trust is earned. In these critical times, our union needs leadership with substance. Someone who will not flinch when our salaries are stagnant, when our voices are sidelined, or when legislation threatens the very core of our profession. I am that candidate. Let's talk about the Jamaica Teaching Council Bill. Let me be clear, I am not against the professionalization of the teaching profession. But let's not be fooled. The bill in its current form is not in the best interest of teachers. For example, it is disingenuous to claim broad consultation when the thorny issues remain untouched. You wouldn't praise the architecture of a building if its foundation was flawed, no matter how long it took to design. The JTA asks for increased representation. Yes, the number of members was increased, but so was the size of the board, nullifying the point entirely. This cannot be acceptable. As president-elect, I will shoulder to shoulder with the president to march, lobby, and if necessary, stand at Jamaica House or at Hero Circle until our legislators listen, not just hear, but listen to the teachers of this nation. This association must not become a laughing stock. We will not be dismissed. I will not walk away from you. I will not disrespect the will of our membership. I am moving with the democracy of our organization, not against it, and I will always stand where you stand. So to every teacher listening, if you're looking for a leader who understands your classroom, your struggle, and your aspirations, if you're looking for a leader with backbone and integrity, then you found your candidate. I am Jermaine Williams, someone you can trust to lead. Let us restore dignity to the profession. Let us defend our union, and let us remind the country that the nation's finest deserve nothing less.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson is Practicum Placement Officer at the Mico University College. Here now is her 3-minute opening statement.
Distinguished guests, colleagues all, good afternoon. I am Maureen Mullings-Nelson, an educator who knows the value of sacrifice, perseverance, and the life-changing power of education. I was not born into privilege. In fact, I had to study under the street light just to prepare for my exams. That glow in the night became a symbol of hope, a reminder that with dedication and the guidance of our teachers, any child can rise. That is why I hold educators in the highest regard. It is teachers who nurtured my potential when resources were scarce, who believed in me when life was uncertain. And today, I stand here because of them. With over 33 years of service in the education system, I have seen firsthand the struggles our teachers face: under-resourced classrooms, delayed benefits, woefully inadequate salaries, and limited professional support. But I've also seen our strength, our resilience, our creativity, and our commitment to shaping the future of Jamaica. Colleagues, I'm not here to make promises. I'm here to fight for policies that will protect and uplift our teachers, to advocate for better working conditions, timely compensation, and access to resources that will make our jobs more manageable and meaningful. My candidacy, therefore, is grounded in a deep and personal understanding of the realities Jamaican teachers face daily. But I don't just see the problems. I see solution because I am grounded on 4 transformational pillars. 1. Equitable compensation and pension reform. Better resources and support systems. Teacher welfare and housing. Stronger representation and transparent leadership. Colleagues, like King David, who was trained in the backside of the desert, I have been prepared through years of humble service, quiet leadership, and resolute advocacy. I am now ready to serve, not with my voice, but with my heart, my hands, and every fiber of my being. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mullings-Nelson. Now, for this segment, questions will be posed individually to each candidate. The candidate will be allotted 2 minutes to answer. An opponent may rebut for no longer than 1 minute. Please be reminded that for the entire debate, each candidate is allowed 3 separate 60-second periods to rebut a response of another candidate. The first candidate to indicate by a raise of hand that he or she wishes to rebut will be the one acknowledged and called on to make the rebuttal. The candidates have been briefed of all the other rules. Our first question comes from the JTA's Northeastern region, and it goes to Mrs. Sonja Harrison, principal of St. Faith's Primary School in St. Catherine.
I am David Ellis, a health and family life education teacher and a master trainer. I'd like to know how you are lobbying to boost remedial support for teachers or even teacher assistantship.
We'll come back to that. Let me ask you, Mrs. Harrison, what specific timeline do you propose for increasing entry-level teacher salaries to $3.6 million?
What proposed?
What specific timeline?
Well, currently, we are in the first wage negotiations coming out of the compensation review. And so becoming the 62nd president of the JTA and certainly serving in my president-elect year, supporting the then president or incoming president, Mr. Malava, we will certainly be agitating during those negotiations for the teachers to get their fair due, at least at that which the Ernst & Young study had proposed for the teachers to receive at the minimum level. Those of us who know our strategies in negotiations will know that there are higher heights for the teachers.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, how will you convince the government to benchmark teachers' basic salaries to $30,000?
Thank you for that question. In our current situation, many of our seasoned educators are leaving. The idea behind that is that many of our Caribbean counterparts, that's the average annual salary. And so I'd start the conversation with the government that these are the realities happening in other Caribbean countries to see how best they can reallocate funds and put more emphasis on our teachers who are the bedrock of this education system and deserve more, because the teachers who are currently in the system, they're struggling because they have had to take on timetables for other educators because the schools are short on teachers, and as a result we have had to be doing that even for myself at Manning School. And so I'll have the conversation and to show them the record that this is the current situation, and if this problem is fixed, then our education system will be fixed because our seasoned educators will not be leaving the shores of Jamaica.
Thank you very much. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, what metrics will you use to measure quality of life improvements for teachers under your compensation proposals?
Thank you for that. Metrics would include the teacher's ability to pay basic things, light, water, to do the elusive savings and investment based on their age. Also, the teacher's ability to take care of their constituent, meaning their children. Too many of our educators are struggling. Another major metrics would be the teacher's ability to buy a house. throughout this campaign, one of the greatest cries that I've heard is the fact that so many of our educators are leaving the system or are about to go into retirement without the ability to buy a house. So the basic thing, Maslow's hierarchy of need, is the only metrics. The fact that teachers must be able to buy food. Teachers must be able to take care of self and their children. Once we put those things in place, we'll truly begin to see some real growth and development of our teachers and the growth of the education system. Because once we properly remunerate our teachers, then we will begin to see a shift in a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mullings-Nelson. Back to you, Mrs. Harrison. Some people believe it's inappropriate for you to be seeking the JTA presidency while suing the association. What's your response to that?
There are matters of principle. There are matters of correcting whatever breach that we find to have happened in our organization. I'd say to my colleagues, there is no financial gain or personal gain in seeking to correct a constitutional breach or what is perceived to be so, in an attempt to maintain the structure and the operational principles of the JTA on which this 61-year-old organization has been built. I seek an independent body to weigh before it the evidence that will be so presented and to give a judgment on same. Am I unique in doing so? No. We have a sitting principal of a very important and very well-known high school in Jamaica. A stakeholder, critical stakeholder that finances that organization, that institution. Yes, there was a breach and that stakeholder group was taken to the courts. A former PS in the Ministry of Education, employed to the Ministry of Education, there was a breach and that individual sought remit in the courts of Jamaica. I likewise seek remit concerning a particular matter in the Jamaica Teachers Association.
Will be your question now, Mr. Williams, but I see you have a rebuttal. Go ahead,
Yes.
please.
A question for Mrs. Harrison. Should you win the presidency, because we know the legal system in Jamaica, and I know that the minister and others are seeking to, to improve the system. Should you win and the case itself is not completed, and you are the serving president, is it that you will drop the case, or how is it that you'll treat with that matter?
The matter before the courts is a matter before the courts, and we're seeking a response from an independent arbiter to weigh the evidence before same and to bring a resolution to the matter before the courts.
Thank you very much. Still with you, Mr. Williams. How will you operationalize your plan to compensate teachers $15 per SBAP?
All right, so
assessment.
At the moment, the Jamaica Teachers Association, at some point, we're getting $0. And it was through advocacy with the overseas exams and the Ministry of Education that the Jamaica Teachers Association would have managed for us now to get compensation. And so the fact that we have one foot through the door, through advocacy, through conversation, we're seeking now to have that amount improved, because CXC is making thousands of dollars from the students, and the teachers are the ones who are carrying the burden when to manage and supervise these SBAs within school. And so, of course, it's through advocacy and conversation.
But explain, if you could give more details about how you'd approach it in an operational way.
Well, we'll show the evidence of what is happening within the schools, run a survey, because the teachers would have been complaining about the workload that they carry in terms of supervising school-based assessments, and many times outside of school hours they carry this burden as well, and it's not mainstream teaching and learning, but a part of the students' grade. And I believe that teachers are compensated. For some who are already doing well, they'll continue to do well, and for others who probably not giving 100%. The fact that they're, being compensated, it will also serve as an encouragement, because I think the work that we put in, the effort that we put in with an external body that is a profit-making body, it can be done.
Okay, thank you. And to you, Dr. Mullings-Nelson, what is your position on performance-based pay for teachers?
Thank you for that. Performance-based pay, given the current context of the Jamaican education system, must be rubbished until we fix the inequities in the system. I present the case of School A and School B. School A, 5 students. School B, 5 students. School A, they have all students paying the tuition fees. They have an excellent alumni. They have great parental support. Their labs are fairly modern, and they have a good structure. These students most times would come to these schools at the high end of the PEP exam. But then the case of School B, with I'll say 1.5 students will pay school fee, single parent household, fathers have died or are in prison. They don't have an excellent alumni system, and these students are what we call the primer, pre-primer, and non-starter. Performance-based pay until we fix the system, give teachers the resources that they need, deal with the special education system. That's the latest report that I read said that 97% of special education students are in our general education classroom. Until we have a special education policy and not boast about an AI policy, then and only then can we begin to have a conversation about performance-based incentive. I repeat, it must be rubbished.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mullings-Nelson. Now to you, Mrs. Harrison, we go back to the question from the JTA's Northeastern region.
I am David, a health, family life education teacher and a master trainer. I'd like to know how you are going to boost remedial support for teachers or even teacher assistants. Many teachers from the student who have special needs and one in 4 teacher or students cannot make a breakdown. What are the lobbying for the mental health of our teachers and students? Thank you.
I thank my colleague from the Northeast region for that question about teachers' mental health. Now, one of the proposed of my 7-item manifesto is that of certainly promoting the health and well-being of our colleagues. One of the things, apart from improving, in addition to improving, lobbying to improve our GSO and GPASO plans or for in-service and retired teachers, also want to, I believe, when there is trauma that happens in our schools and they unfortunately happen too regularly, then I believe the Jamaica Teachers Association, because we already have a in-house counseling unit, and I believe the president in visiting our schools should be walking with members of that team to support our colleagues on the ground and to assist them in making the instant connection to accessing these counseling services that we collectively pay for the teachers of this nation. In addition, as you talk about mental health, the Jamaica Teachers Association certainly continuing and bolstering our structure, our robust sports program for our teachers, where it is that we allow the teachers to come together and to fellowship and to exercise through our teacher rally, our netball and football, cricket, all of that, and continue also to advocate where it is that the government provides greater level of support for the teachers of this nation to ensure and to pay the teachers well. A livable wage, the lack of pay is certainly affecting the mental health of the teachers of this nation.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harrison. We now go to our first break of the 2025 JTA Presidential Debate. 3 contenders, 1 platform. More after these.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printed papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printed papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printed papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge.
A presidential debate brought to you in association with the Jamaica Teachers Association, Tip Friendly Society, the Jamaica Publishing House, and Walden University. I'm Jovan Johnson. If you're just joining us, we have 3 contenders for the post of JTA President-elect for 2025-2026. Sonja Harrison, Principal of St. Faith's Primary School in St. Catherine, Jermaine Williams, Senior Teacher at Manning's School in Westmoreland, and Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, Practicum Placement Officer at the Mico University College. Our next question comes from the JTA's Western region, and it goes to Jermaine Williams.
Good afternoon. I am Karen Ribo, and I represent the Western region. My question to you is, given growing concerns among educators about transparency, advocacy, and internal cohesion within the Jamaica Teachers Association, and considering the leadership history, including past legal disputes, what is your vision for the Jamaica Teachers Association under your leadership? Specifically, how will your approach address any perceived or actual shortcomings of previous administrations and restore trust and relevance among the teaching community? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. The Jamaica Teachers Association is owned by the teachers, the members of Jamaica. And so every work that is done must be in support of the educators across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Now, firstly, training is extremely important. We can never have expectations of leaders, expectations of workers, if they're not trained in terms of the shortfalls that are among the staff members. And of course, there must be some level of transparency. So in terms of the grouses among teachers across Jamaica, whether it is that we could probably set up a Google form or some form of platform where the members are able to share the issues that they're having, and there must be an established timeline that we respond, because one of the issues that we have is a communication problem as well. And it must be that as a team, all branches of the tree must be working together. So I'm going to say training would have established what the expectations are. It's carried out among the regions, the regional officers, the secretaries, and everybody works in tandem. Everybody aligns with the goals of the organization, and of course align with the goals of the serving president at that particular time, and so we encourage transparency through training, through advocacy, through us working as a cohesive body for the benefit of the teachers and members across the length and breadth of Jamaica.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, how would the proposed $50 million revolving housing loan fund be sustained and managed by the JTA?
Thank you for that. Now, we know that JTA is not a bank, and so the association cannot lend money directly. What I'm proposing is that JTA use 0.05% of its annual income and set up what is called a legal loan fund, where JTA would now be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act, or JTA could partner with an already licensed financial institution such as our own credit union. JTA would have members. Legal, financial experts would be a part of this committee. The committee would look at the criteria if a teacher could get 1.2 or say 2.5 million to borrow towards a housing deposit. The credit union will do the disbursement of the loan. Things such as securing the loan through insurance and ensuring that persons who are delinquent will repay. Now, this must be done, colleagues, because as I said, one of the cries we hear from our teachers is the lack of housing. So, as I said, through the legal loan fund or JTA partnering with an already established financial institution, this can be done. And again, how it will be financed? From 0.05% of JTA's annual income. It could also be used as a recruitment strategy because a lot of our younger persons, I can speak from the Teachers College perspective, they are saying, we are not seeing what the union is doing for us. We want to leave teaching with a house. So this is not to broke JTA. This is JTA's way of saying to its constituent, we care about you. This is done in Barbados. And so something that could be done.
Well, are you saying that the JTA's annual income is sufficient to support this on a sustainable basis?
Definitely, because we are looking at a repayment. For example, an actuarial analysis will be done to look at how sustainable this program will be. And so each one paying back, each one, the credit union has not faltered. And so JTA, doing the same thing, working with a financial institution, will not falter. We could attract another 5,000 or 6,000 teachers if we start doing something tangible.
Thank you.
For housing.
Mrs. Harrison, what does increased teacher autonomy look like in your proposed education framework?
So many of our colleagues have skill sets that are beneficial to the system. And what we will be proposing is a formalized way in which more of those skill sets, more of those talents and giftings, expert skills of the teacher, the business side of the teacher is honed, and they are engaged by the government of Jamaica. Yes, so what it is that the teachers can offer to the system, where it is we can find it within the system, and we're asking for it. So it's done somewhat, but we're asking for it to be in a structured way. It is centered in one place where it is teachers know that they can sign up there, they can establish themselves, their services, their products for educational service, their educational services, and the Ministry of Education engages the teachers in a meaningful way. So instead of externally contracting, you look within, and then so the teachers additional income can be mobilized.
And what's your time horizon for something like this to be implemented and start working for teachers if you get the chance?
Well, certainly the conversations, we have access to the teachers, and certainly the conversations will begin in a meaningful way where it is that we bring the stakeholders to, we have monthly meetings with the Ministry of Education, the Jamaica Teachers Association, and certainly establishing also a think tank kind of setting where it is we get the teachers together, the representatives. Our General Council already provides us with a pool and access of teachers for us to start that conversation in our very policy committees, on the secondary committee, getting together a stakeholder group representing all the levels of education. We have access to those teachers, and for us to bring them together in that one setting and to start that at the start of the conference here, it's possible.
Thank you very much. Mr. Williams, what aspects of the proposed Jamaica Teaching Council legislation do you support?
Let me make this clear. I am not against a regulatory body, but it must be a body that is supportive of teachers and of education, because nobody understands education more than the practitioners themselves. I am all for licensing, but it must be that there are certain standards that are established before we get to that point. So until the resources are provided, and we understand that when you graduate from a teacher training institution, then you're trained for the profession, the interviews would be done, etc. And to say that you're qualified for the subject area that you're going to be teaching, the ministry honors their side of the bargain, and then and only then we can move forward. So I'm not against licensing, but there are some established standards that must be in place.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, How will you advocate for teacher research to influence promotions to what you describe in your goals as senior teacher of research?
This is coming from the Pattison report of 2021, and the report suggests or made a recommendation that promotion or a post would be created for senior teacher of research, not only at the tertiary level, but even at the high school level. Now, the reason why this should be done, let's look at action research. And action research say about behavior management. If a teacher is going to invest time, talent, and the person's skill set to look at, say, behavior modification and work along with the principal to create solutions in the school, based on the Pattison report of 2021, such a position must be created. Research is what drives our education system. Data is what we use to mobilize and make decisions. And if such a teacher is willing to present him or herself to work on this education pathway as proposed by the Pattison report of 2021, then the Ministry of Education should really seek to have this implemented if we really want to move education forward.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Mrs. Harrison. Why is a partnership with churches a central part of your platform?
Oh, well, certainly. When we see the many challenges with which our schools are faced, education itself was born out of the church. And so that is a partnership that we need to strengthen in my estimation. And certainly as we seek, until education is resourced with the different human resource, that of the psychologists and the social workers and the adequate number of guidance counselors, or schools can take all the help they can get. Furthermore, this is a nation that pledges to the eternal Father, and we are still a Christian country. And so it is important for the spiritual welfare of our children, as established in the 1965 Education Act, that worship is indeed a part of our school communities. And so it is for those persons to come in and to strengthen, help with the spiritual guidance of our children, and certainly to help where they have the skill set as well, to help support because the behavioral issues, and we're not getting those timeout facilities that we're calling for all these years. And just generally, school can get all needs. School is in need of all the support it can get. And we're better from the church, out of which education was born in Jamaica, and to pledge as a nation for us to continue to get that wholesome, holistic support to provide the rounded child and the rounded citizen that under God we will provide as a nation.
And what would be your response to parents whose children are not Christians or are non-religious, in light of Jamaica's constitutional provisions?
And that provision is made and is honored in all our schools, yes, but we are a Christian country. And so when you go to a Muslim country, it is the prevailing religion that guides. And so Christian principles, Judeo-Christian principles continue to guide our nation. And so those persons, their rights and religious freedoms are indeed upheld in all our schools, where it is those persons have the right to sit out in not participating in devotions and that kind of thing.
Yes. Thank you very much. Mr. Williams, do you agree that a lack of teacher accountability has contributed to Jamaica's school literacy worries?
Oof. I would not say so. I believe that our hardworking teachers across the length and breadth of Jamaica have been doing their best under the circumstances with the resources that they're provided with. Now, just imagine many of these students that are coming into the various levels of school. So say, for example, students moving from primary into high school. We're not sure what happened at the primary school, but when they move into the high school, here is a class of 50 students. And you have an hour to teach a subject, and you know that we're all about results, getting good grades to pass exams, CXC, City and Guilds, CAPE, etc. Now, when is it that this teacher finds time to address all of these challenges that, say, possibly 50% of this 45 number of students in the class are having that literacy issue? How is it that this teacher will deal with all of this? And how is it that, say, for example, the school that I teach, almost 2,000 students, how is it that, and say one literacy specialist, how do we address all of those problems? And so I believe that the Ministry of Education must provide greater support in that regard. We have in more literacy specialists, etc., and nip it in the bud from the early stage. So whether the foundation, whether it be the early childhood or the primary level, that we try to correct those challenges from that point. And of course, at times we need to pull out these students from the regular school, address these issues, because we're all about literacy and numeracy. When the foundation is set, then we can build on that foundation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Mrs. Harrison has a rebuttal.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a rebuttal. I will just say, until as a nation, we commit to fixing the foundation, until we assess at the early childhood level, until we decide that we are going to stop paying lip service to early childhood education and that we inject the required cash. So many of the reports, the Task Force Report 2004, the 2021 report, have underscored that early childhood needs urgent attention in this nation. And so all of that is critical to us establishing those special needs units that will help to support and bolster. And furthermore, we need a national parenting campaign and support, because education starts in the womb and literacy starts at home.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harrison. For your question, Dr. Mullings-Nelson, we go to the JTA South Central region.
I am Ancita Walker, representing the Southeast region. My question to you, candidates: how would you support new teachers in their professional growth and development in order for them to remain in Jamaica?
Thank you for that question. Teacher development is critical. And one of the best ways, and something that I've practiced over the years, is to use the performance appraisal to look at the areas of strength and the areas of weakness. Once we can identify a particular area, for example, a teacher may be struggling with, say, special education, what would we do? Here we would give the teacher support in understanding the challenges in special education. We would also provide training for the teacher free of cost, because as I said earlier, the data state that we have almost 3,000 special education teachers are needed in this country. And if we can train them, if we can give them free scholarship, if we can empower our teachers in the areas where they are struggling, that is one way in which we can keep our teachers. But I'm also looking at the matter of incentive, because once we begin to incentivize professional development, so many of our teachers I know do a lot of leadership training. They do a lot of training in other areas, and no form of compensation is given. So I would say, looking at the data, giving strength and support, paying for these programs, as well as giving incentive for the completion of same.
Thank you very much, Doc. We now go to Mr. Williams with his second rebuttal of this.
Dr. Nelson, I would have heard the question about teacher development, but let me just make this clear. Teacher development is not the reason why most of our educators are leaving Jamaica. The teachers want more money. And that's why they're leaving. So if we incentivize the teachers, of course they're going to remain here. So even if you have that one struggling student in the classroom, believe me, a happy teacher will find that time and work with that student and ensure that that student is empowered. In my manifesto, it says, lobby the government to collaborate with the JTA to develop a structured program that markets the teaching profession and one that also promotes public recognition of high-performing teachers and also highlights their social importance and professional expertise. So it's not teacher development why they're leaving Jamaica.
Thank you. And Dr. Nelson wants to rebut.
Yes, because I must answer the question asked. It didn't speak about condition of service or remuneration. The question specifically asks about teacher development. And teacher development, in my mind, and from what I have studied, would include teachers' growth, the reflection and the pedagogical competencies of our teachers. So if that asks about why teachers are leaving outside of that scope, then I would definitely speak to the fact of remuneration.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. Now to you, Mrs. Harrison. What's your strategy to ensure teachers receive automatic annual increments amid fiscal constraints in Jamaica?
My strategy? Well, I certainly will be advocating vociferously that we retain what is currently in place, that where the teachers receive automatic increment. The government of Jamaica has chosen not to pay the teachers at 100% of market. The government of Jamaica has not yet decided with political will to invest in education, to resource education as it is so needed, infrastructural resourcing, human resourcing, and certainly financial resourcing of education. And so until we certainly treat with all of those issues, establishing minimum standards in schools, then I do not believe the conversation we're at the point to talk about pay by performance or having appraised the teacher. And so at this time, we will retain that which we have negotiated for over the years, that the teachers receive automatic increment.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harrison. We now go to our final break on the 2025 JTA Presidential Debate. 3 contenders, 1 platform. More after these.
At TIP, we care about our members. Insurance products our members want and need for themselves and their families. With dependable service you can count on. Members helping members achieve more financially, reach further, stand taller. Tip-friendly society, protecting our members' income, safeguarding their future.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge.
TIP, we care about our members. TIP is a friendly society for all education sector workers. We're member-owned and member-controlled. So, for over 20 years, we've been offering only the best secure savings, loans and insurance products our members want and need for themselves and their families, with dependable service you can count on. Members helping members achieve more financially, reach further, stand taller. TIP-friendly society, protecting our members' income, safeguarding their future.
At Walden University, we get the W.
We step up when everything is on the line.
We leave our mark on this world because we want to have impact.
And Walden University prepares us with the skills to make it happen.
You can make it happen too.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Champion, 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 champion.
The Jamaica Teachers Association, in collaboration with the Sagicor Foundation, invites you to its 40th staging of the National Athletic Championships at the
National Stadium, Friday, June 20th and Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Start time 9:30 a.m. each day.
Come support the athletes as they prepare to launch their career as future Olympians.
Will it be Kingston or St. Andrews?
St. Catherine or Clarendon?
Manchester or St. Elizabeth?
Westmoreland or Hanover? St. James or Trelawney?
St. Anne or St. Mary?
Portland or will it be St. Thomas? Your guess is as good as mine. Entry fee $300 on day one and $500 on day two.
Come meet and interact with patron Veronica Campbell-Brown and sign your autographs.
It all starts here.
So come out and support. Support. Support.
Champion, 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 champion.
Are you a teacher with a passion for writing? Then look no further. Contact the Jamaica Publishing House Limited. There is no cost to you as we cover all expenses. Plus, our letter and legal size printing papers are now in stock at affordable prices, ready for your order. Check out our wide range of books for early childhood, primary and secondary schools, available in bookstores island-wide. Visit our website at jph.com.jm or call us at 876-967-3866 today. The Jamaica Publishing House Limited, creating books, spreading knowledge.
Champion, 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 champion.
The Jamaica Teachers Association, in collaboration with the Sagicor Foundation, invites you to its 40th staging of the National Athletic Championships at the
National Stadium, Friday, June 20th and Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Start time 9:30 a.m. each day.
Come support the athletes as they prepare to launch their career as future Olympians.
Will it be Kingston or St. Andrews?
St. Catherine or Clarendon?
Manchester or St. Elizabeth?
Westmoreland or Hanover? St. James or Trelawney?
St. Anne or St. Mary?
Portland or will it be St. Thomas? Your guess is as good as mine. Entry fee $300 on day one and $500 on day two.
Come meet and interact with patron Veronica Campbell-Brown and sign your autographs.
It all starts here.
So come out and support. Support. Support.
Champion, champion.
This Friday, June 13, it's the JTA's Presidential Debate. Watch the candidates in the race for president-elect detail their ideas, defend their plans, and deliver their pitch for the JTA's top post. Sonja Harrison, principal of the St. Pate's Primary School in St. Catherine, Jermaine Williams, senior teacher, Manning School in Westmoreland, and Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, practicum placement officer at the Mico University College. Catch the action live on the JTA's website, YouTube channel, or Facebook page. Starting time is 5 p.m. Be a part of the cyber audience. That's the JTA's Presidential Debate this Friday, June 13, starting at 5 p.m. The Jamaica Teachers Association. Unite and serve.
Welcome back to the final segment of the 2025 JTA Presidential Debate, brought to you in association with the Jamaica Teachers Association, the Jamaica Publishing House, Tip Friendly Society, and Walden University. I'm Jovan Johnson. We begin this segment with another question from the JTA's Western region, this time from Evelyn Hicklin, and it will be directed to Mr. Williams.
Hi, I'm from the Western region. If elected, how would you respond to the proposed legislation in Parliament that will limit the teachers' rights? What steps will you take to protect the teachers'
Hi, I'm from the Western region. If elected, how would you respond to the legislation that will limit the teachers' rights? What steps will you take to
What steps would you take to protect teachers' rights vis-a-vis the Jamaica Teaching Council bill that's before the Parliament?
All right, good evening again, colleagues, and thanks for that question. As I indicated, I'm not against the professionalization of the teaching profession, as I indicated, but it must be a body that, one, reflects the Jamaican situation, where the practitioners in the system are the majority members on the Jamaica Teaching Council board, because who understands education more than the practitioners themselves? Of course, I'm not against the church either, because the church was part of the foundation of education in Jamaica, so we'd want church members to be there. We'd want a representative from the business sector, because we want to commend our current president for the Go Fund education campaign, and so education is a partnership. Now, there's a board that is in place, and we also have our teachers union. So as your president, the teachers union will be keeping abreast of what is happening. We'd have had our representatives on the board as well. So when the matters come to us, they're treated with. We'd set up a system as well, where within the different schools, the issues when they arise, that platform is there for them to share, and these matters are also addressed. And so, an ongoing process, we will monitor the Jamaica Teaching Council to ensure that anything that is done, it does not infringe on the rights of teachers, because at the end of the day, we need a body that's supportive and not one that is punitive, that reflects our Jamaican situation.
We have two rebuttals. Let's first go to Dr. Mullings-Nelson.
Thank you. So the Jamaican Teaching Council bill in its current form is punitive and excessive. And in order to protect our teachers, I'm thinking of a three-pronged approach: consultative, legal, and strategic, where we will begin to train our educators or ask our educators to read the bill, to understand the nuances of the bill, and also in terms of strategic, it's for teachers to let our voices be heard. I posted a video about the JTC bill, and when I read the comments, it was appalling, because a lot of persons think that we are against licensing. So I think this strategic move of getting our educators' voices out will be part of the way to protect the right of our educators.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrison.
The Jamaica Teachers Association must do its sensitization. So similarly to when I was president during the compensation review, in holding online and as well as in-person meetings across the 14 parish associations, and certainly regionally, having that conversation with our colleagues. In addition, under the presidency of Miss Dr. Nicely, a march took place to Parliament with just a few persons. This time, the 19,000, 20,000 plus teachers of Jamaica must arise, because nothing for the teachers of this nation without the teachers involved. A 31-member committee cannot have 15 members licensed and registered and 16 not licensed and registered. The teacher's voice must be in majority.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harrison. Now to your question, Dr. Mullings-Nelson. What would flexibility in teacher movement between schools look like?
Thank you for that. Again, this is hinged in the Patterson Report of 2021, Governance Point 15.1, Governance Point 18.1, and Governance Point 19.1, which when they look at the current system, and I use Portmore as an example, schools within close proximity, the numbers have fallen. And another school is basically bursting at its seams. What the report recommends is that the movement of teacher within close proximity. Now there lies a problem because we know that outside of secondment, if you move from one school to another, your tenure will definitely be affected. Hence the report, and I support it, that some form of reparation must be embedded in the Education Act of 1980 to state that if I move from, say, school A, which is maybe 1 hour away, to school B because of the numbers and the challenges the school is having, I will not be punished. I'll not lose my tenure. So again, this is hinged in a report commissioned by the government of Jamaica, which is also a part of the strategic movement to change what is happening in the system.
So what are you saying is achievable in your tenure should you be elected?
The first thing is to look at schools within close proximity and to say to teachers who want to move in terms of a voluntary movement. So if I'm at school A and for whatever reason a school say an hour away from here, so I'd start with that. So in terms of, say, the first couple months based on the report, that sort of movement would take place.
Thank you. Mrs. Harrison, what is your approach to getting the Ministry of Education to honor professional development half days?
Again, we have our monthly meetings with the Ministry of Education. We can also use the data that shows the weariness, the burnt out of our teachers, the rise in the number of casual leave applications, sick leave applications, and it supports that the teachers, when there is a midterm break, need that time to stay home and to recuperate in order to come back and to give their 100% and more that they currently give the teachers of the students of this nation. And so it is important in that conversation to bring the data to support the need that professional development, critical, important. And so when it is we incorporate and establish these half days, and certainly looking at where said practices obtain otherwise, where it is that in other jurisdictions, same is practice. And so the teachers of this nation can have mental support, teacher support, and reduce the burnout for my colleagues across the length and breadth of this nation.
Thank you very much. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, your third and final rebuttal of the debate.
I just want to add to that excellent suggestion from my colleagues to say another forward thinking which can be done is to do self-paced courses. This is the 21st century. So having done your research and you realize that a particular school, there's a need for training in differentiation or methodology, the courses are set online and the teachers will go in and do these self-paced courses. It would therefore mean that on those professional development day, you have them as relaxation day, wellness day, and teachers can do other things and unwind because it is done in the colleges, self-paced courses. So why can't we implement that in other schools? We know the challenges with the online modality and so on, but we can work through that.
Thank you very much. Mr. Williams, how would your scholarship program for specialist areas be structured and funded?
All right. Whew. If the Ministry of Education is serious about these programs that they're putting out, and Trend is one of them, as it regards the Orlando Patterson report, etc. And if we look at the current system and some of the challenges that we have, There are many persons that I know who have done their first degree in a particular area, but when they move to the master's, they don't specialize. They just do a general degree. So you have a bachelor's degree in business, but you'd have done it in guidance and counseling. We have enough guidance counselors in the system, and you don't have any interest in becoming a guidance counselor. Mark you, the skill set becomes a plus for the system because you're able to deal with some issues within the classroom. But we need more specialists. So if you're a math specialist, study for a master's degree in that area, because the school that you work, there may be a neighboring school that requires help in that area. And so it can be funded again with the program Go Fund Education campaign, a partnership with the business sector. And of course, Ministry of Education themselves as well can also reallocate funds. The reality is that the quality of the students that we send out determines the direction in which the world goes. And so they go into the business world and all the different sectors. And so it's a partnership. So it's a partnership where the business community provides scholarship, but also the Ministry of Education as well, reallocating funding to provide scholarships for some of these educators as well.
What is the costing you've worked out for this kind of?
I have not necessarily worked out a costing yet, but it's a work in progress, and I have enough time to look at it, look at the data, get advice and craft a program in that regard. But that is something that is necessary. Because if you check the statistics right now, many teachers within the system, their master's is not in their area of specialization.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, how do you intend to ensure immediate pension payments for retirees?
It is said that stories plus statistics equal strong advocacy. The stories of our pensioners, as I traverse on this campaign, I've heard it. I've heard the stories, but the data is also there to show that our pensioners have to wait 18 months, 2 years, and God forbid, a few of them have died waiting on pension. It would therefore mean a reform to have a pension policy in place, which would make late payment a legal violation and not just a bureaucratic issue. So this again is through robust advocacy, showing the government of Jamaica that it is done in other countries. And if we are serious about our educators, we will do this. So again, stories, the many stories that we can capture, the data is there as evidence. And this strong advocacy will definitely push, or this strong advocate will definitely push for a pension policy to be implemented to support this.
Yes, but in terms of the year that you're going to become president,
immediately,
what are those steps that you're going to
the
take?
First step, thank you. The first step is a meeting, because everything has to be done through advocacy. It's really meeting with the powers that be to show again the statistics, the data, that this can be done. For example, when we know when the pensioners are going to go off, why can't we put a tracking system in place to say Paulette is going off today? We start to mop and we start to do all the things in place to say that at this point our pension must be paid. We can do it. It is done in other jurisdictions, as I said, and we can do it in Jamaica.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Harrison, how will you lobby for technology grants and 3-year device replacement for teachers?
Well, through the established channels of the Jamaica Teachers Association, we have our salaries and negotiations committee. Certainly on our current wage negotiations that are in train, certainly the lobbying for us to have in writing that the government of Jamaica puts in ink that they will replace these devices, much needed devices, every 3 to 5 years. Since we got the first disbursement in COVID coming down, spanning 3 to 4 years, there's nothing in writing. And so that needs to be an inked in deal between government and the teachers of Jamaica. As it relates to the grant, whenever there is anything that threatens children coming to school face to face, they say we are to go online because we're in the 21st century and we're in the age of the blended modality. Now, the teacher has to bear the cost for their own light, their own internet. And so it is important for the government of Jamaica to help subsidize offsetting that cost because, again, they choose not to pay the teachers of Jamaica 100% of market. So through the negotiations, sir, we will continue to have that lobby. It is indeed an outstanding item coming from the restructuring exercise.
Thank you very much. Mr. Williams, how would you reform the tuition refund program to include $1 to $1.5 million tiers as you have it in your proposed plan?
All right. Whew. So when teachers would have gotten study leave, they're paid and their replacement is also paid. All right. When you check the stats, the government currently is saving millions of dollars because these teachers who study on the job do not take any time off. It's in the evenings, on weekends, during the summer break, etc. And so the government is saving a lot of money. I am proposing, of course, through conversation, through advocacy. And the data is there to show that the government saves money. And so the fact that teachers would have made the sacrifice because government encourages us to study on the job, more can be done for us as educators. A master's degree costs a lot of money. That ceiling of $700,000 and all we get is 50% of it really does not cut it. And so through advocacy, through conversation, I'll have that conversation with the government to get them to buy into that, to say the teachers are valuable and the fact that the teachers would have studied and the system is benefiting from their expertise and they would have made so much sacrifice that the teachers can be, better compensated in that regard because the system is benefiting from all the sacrifice that our hardworking teachers would have made.
Thank you. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, what reforms do you propose for early childhood educator support and certification?
There are 12 recommendations about the reform of early childhood education, and the major one is that of funding. Funding is needed in terms of providing the resources that are needed. Funding is also needed for the training of specialist teacher at that level. Funding is also needed for mandatory assessment. Funding is also needed to provide the software, the assistive and the adaptive software that would be needed, especially once they identify special education students. But we must also look at, for example, the payment given to our basic school teachers. A stipend of $33,000 is an insult to any human being in this country. So these are some of the major reforms. Remuneration, looking at mandatory assessment at that level, looking also at how we upskill persons in special education. These are some of the reforms that are definitely needed in early childhood education.
Thank you very much. We're going to be sticking with you, Dr. Nelson, because it's now time for the closing statements of our candidates. Each candidate will be allotted 2 minutes for closing arguments. Based on the agreed sequence, Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, Practicum Placement Officer at the Mico University College, will go first. Dr. Mullings-Nelson, your 2-minute closing statement.
Teachers of Jamaica, I have worked hard. I have grown and developed into who I am because of an educator. There's a natural, raw, burning passion in me when I see and hear our educators, how they struggle in this country. I am giving myself to be your advocate. I am fierce. I am bold. I will not run away. I will not cringe. My track record that I have over the years speak to me being this quiet, resilient advocate. And so at this time, based on where we are in the system, you need a fierce and a bold one who, like David, when faced with Goliath, I pulled the 5 stones to slay and ready to slay giants such as JTC. poor compensation, the lack of housing, poor pension reform, and the fact that our teachers are not rewarded for the hard work that they are doing. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, the woman for the job, the bold and fierce, well-researched educator who will pull apart a policy document and show the powers that be, the flaws in it, and how it is not working for my colleagues. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, the woman for the job.
Thank you, Dr. Mullings-Nelson. And now, Mr. Jermaine Williams, senior teacher at Manning's School, for your 2 minutes closing.
Reclaiming the voice of teachers. This election is not about personalities, it's about power. The power of our collective voice. And for far too long, that voice has been muffled behind closed-door negotiations and vague promises. I stand to return the voice where it belongs. In the classroom, in the staff room, and at the bargaining table. Standing firm on accountability. We cannot build trust with empty statements and shifting narratives. Teachers deserve straight answers, transparent leadership, and clear lines of accountability. I will not traffic in confusion of half-truths. You will know where I stand, always. A mandate for strategic leadership. This moment calls for more than advocacy. It calls for strategy. We need leadership that can navigate tough negotiations, not just react to them. Leadership that prepares the union for tomorrow, not just survives today. I am ready to lead with clarity, competence, and a long-term vision. Colleagues, I stand tall as a classroom teacher from the hills of Darliston in Westmoreland, one who would have served the JTA at all levels. I am ready to serve at the highest level. Let me be your advocate. This is the turning point. You've heard the speeches. You've seen the posturing. Now it's your time to decide what kind of association we will be. I believe in a JTA that is bold, respected, and unafraid to demand what is right, not just for teachers, but for the future of education in Jamaica. Let's turn the page together. Colleagues, in June, next week, vote Jermaine Williams, and let me be your advocate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Our final candidate for the post of JTA President-elect 2025-2026 is Sonja Harrison. She'll now present her 2-minute closing statement.
My dear colleagues, early childhood, primary, secondary, tertiary. Education is at a turning point. Some changes ahead are present and imminent danger. Over 1,500 teachers of this nation are leaving our shores annually. The teachers of this nation are still deserving and in need of a livable wage. Central to that reformation for which I'm calling, having started the conversation in my inaugural presidency, called for a philosophy of education. Does Jamaica today have a philosophy of education? It does. But it needs a blueprint for education crafted by Jamaican teachers for Jamaican children. You need a voice to lead that conversation, a voice that will continue to lobby on behalf of the teachers, not only for the livable wage that we're deserving, but also better working conditions, the chichi and all the other things and the infrastructural development of our schools are in need of improving. Education needs funding and not lip service. The World Bank report, the IDB report tells us that that is indeed needed for the Jamaican education system. You need a watchful eye. You need expert hands. You need a righteous voice, one with heart, one that has stood on behalf of the teachers, not promising to stand, but has stood for the teachers of this nation. Vote heart, vote compassion, vote courageous, trusted, leadership with integrity. Vote La Sonja Harrison, the teacher's president, the teacher's voice. Every blessing to you, my dear colleagues. Make the right choice. Next week, pray in making that choice as we unite and serve for righteousness must exalt the Jamaica Teachers Association.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrison. And that brings us to the end of the 2025 Jamaica Teachers Association Presidential Debate, brought to you in association with the Jamaica Teachers Association, the Jamaica Publishing House, Tip Friendly Society, and Walden University. Thanks to our candidates as we now invite them to exchange pleasantries. Mrs. LaSonia Harrison, Principal of St. Faith's Primary School, Jermaine Williams, Senior Teacher, Manning's School in Westmoreland, and Dr. Maureen Mullings-Nelson, Practicum Placement Officer at the Mico University College. Thanks to the JTA's Administrative Officer in charge of Communication and Public Relations, Leon Nash, producer Damian Mitchell, and the entire production team. But most of all, thanks to you for joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. Just a reminder that the JTA presidential elections will start on June 16 and will continue through June 20. The presidential decision is now in your hands. I'm Jovan Johnson. Good evening.